Hello everyone and welcome to this session. So UGC has announced major changes with regard to CUET UG entrance exam. So in this video, I'll take you through the major changes that have been announced, and I'll also explain what those changes basically mean as such, what they denote. Let's talk about that in this session. So CUET UG is a very important entrance exam that gets you admission into all the undergraduate programs that are offered by central universities as well as some state universities across India. So this entrance exam is important because it gets you admission into some of the top-notch universities like Delhi University or Jawaharlal Nehru University or Hyderabad Central University or Jamia Millia Islamia, or let's say Aligarh Muslim University, Banaras Hindu University, and so on. The list is very long. So all those universities, they are admitting students into their undergraduate programs on the basis of performance in CUET UG entrance exam. So considering this importance, the changes will have a far-reaching consequences for the test takers. So let's understand what these changes are all about. So to begin with, the first major change that has been announced is that earlier, last year, when the exam got conducted, the exam was administered in hybrid mode. Now, what do I mean by hybrid mode? The examination was conducted in both computer-based test format for certain subjects and paper-based format for certain subjects. But this year, UGC has announced that the examination will only be administered in computer-based format. Now, this is an interesting development and a positive development because computer-based test format is actually very convenient for the students. It's also very convenient for UGC to administer the exam across India. Now, some of the people who are watching this video, in case you believe that you don't have adequate computer skill set and you're not familiar with what computer-based format is all about, you may get a little nervous. Let me assure you, computer-based format is extremely student-friendly format. So for writing the exam in computer-based format, you don't need to have extraordinary computer skill set. As long as you're able to operate a mouse, you will be very comfortable in the exam. See, all that happens in computer-based test is the questions will appear on computer screen. They will provide you with a rough paper. You can do your rough work on a piece of paper the way you do it in any exam. And then the answer marking, instead of marking on an OMR sheet, you will mark your answers on the computer screen. So it's a very student-friendly format. You don't have to worry about it at all. So this is an interesting development with regard to the way exam will be administered this year. In the second development, they have announced that last year, 63 subjects were there for the students to select from. This year, instead of 63, they have reduced the number to 37. Now, you may have a doubt, what about the remaining subjects that were there last year, which are not included this year? See, this year, the entrance exam will be for 37 subjects. The remaining subjects that have not been included, the admission process for those subjects will be carried out on the basis of your performance in General Aptitude Test, GAT. Now, if you are wondering what is General Aptitude Test all about, this is a simple test wherein you will have questions based on general awareness, current affairs, basic mathematics. They call it quantitative reasoning, where simple questions designed based on mathematical concepts will be there. You will also have some questions based on analytical and logical reasoning. So that is General Aptitude Test for you. So the remaining subjects which have not been included in those 37, for those subjects, admissions will be carried out on the basis of your performance in General Aptitude Test. Moving on. The next change that they have announced is, last year, the candidates were allowed to choose up to 6 subjects of their choice. This year, the number has been slightly reduced to 5 subjects. But remember, 5 subjects still is a very big number. In fact, the feedback that I get from the students is most of the students, they opt for one subject or two subjects, three subjects. Generally, students don't go beyond three subjects. Very rarely people will write more than three. So it's not going to have any major impact on students per se. The next change that they have announced is, earlier, students were allowed to choose subjects, only those subjects which they had studied in their 12th class. But now, in a welcome development, UGC has announced that students will be able to opt for subjects which they haven't studied in their 12th standard also. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a welcome development. Why am I calling it a welcome development? Because friends, when I interact with my students, many a time students, they say to me, sir, after my 10th standard, I opted for certain subjects, but I was not really aware as to what that subject really denotes. And after joining my 11th class, I started feeling that this subject is not something that I am enjoying as such. And in graduation, I want to move away from it. That was not possible last year with CUET UG, but this year, even if you want to move out from the subjects that you're learning in your 12th class, it will be possible to do that. So, in my opinion, this is a very good development and a good step taken by UGC as such. The next change that has been announced is with regard to the examination duration. Last year, while majority of the subjects' duration was 45 minutes, some subjects were of 1 hour duration. That's the reason I say the duration varied from subject to subject between 45 minutes to 1 hour. This created a little bit of confusion in minds of students. But this year, again, they have taken a positive step and they have standardized the duration of the exam. All these subjects' examinations will be of 1 hour duration. So this makes it more easier for the students to get a hang of the duration of the exam. The final change that they have announced is with regard to the question format. Earlier, the students had the freedom to leave some questions from the paper. So earlier, what they used to do was, there were 50 questions in a subject and students were allowed to opt for 40 questions of their choice. But this year, all the questions will be compulsory. Whatever questions will be there in the test paper, you need to attempt all of them this year in the entrance exam. So again, this becomes much more a standardized kind of a format, and you know that you need to attempt every single one of them. You can't skip any question. So these are the major steps that UGC has announced. Now, this information has been uploaded on all major media portals, but the formal notification for CUET UG exam has not yet been released. It is expected to be announced pretty soon, in a matter of few weeks. But then you should understand that last year, the CUET UG exam, the way it was administered was, the application form was issued in the month of February end, and then the application form was sold till March end. And the examination itself was conducted in the month of May. These were the dates last year. This year dates, we will come to know only when the formal notification gets announced. So friends, I hope you got an idea about the major changes that have been announced with regard to CUET UG exam. Now you should start your preparation for the same as such. If you liked this video, do hit the like button and do share this video with your friends and relatives who may also be aspiring to write CUET UG entrance exam. So with this, I have come to the end of this session. Thank you everyone for watching this video.